What's going on, everybody? It's Carlos, your host of the Just Fans podcast, and I'm here trying out a different camera so you get to see the worst angle of me, but whatever. We'll see how it fixes throughout the show. Shut up, Rios.
Every angle's terrible.
Every angle's terrible. And, of course, that piece of crap that just talked was Rios. How's it going, bud?
Victory Monday, my favorite day. And
Victory
as you can
Monday.
see, Houston Oilers, not Tennessee Oilers, Houston Oilers. Colors
Let them have it,
us.
guys. Let them have it. Let them have it, Rios. And, of
No,
course,
refuse.
You refuse to let them have it? No, I mean, let them have it, like lay down on them. Gosh, Rios. No, and then thanks to Lowe's and JP for joining us on this Victory Monday, guys. How are we doing today? I love the Lowe's thing at the bottom. In Casario, I trust. And we got JP over here wearing the man. Oh, did y'all call each other? Because I'm not even wearing the Oilers gear myself. So how's it going, gentlemen? How you feeling this Monday night?
It's great. It's Monday. We're the rightful owners of these colors. That's why we're wearing these colors, because we're the rightful owners. We own this shit. It's ours. Disgraceful showing by the Tennessee organization and the fans, but we'll talk about that in a bit.
Oh, for sure, for sure. JP, how are we feeling tonight, bud?
Oh no, we're good. We're excited for our team. Kind of nervous because we have to win all out and the way the playoff race stands. But yeah, happy that we won, especially with the disrespect shown from the Tennessee Titans specifically. And by the way, I just want to point out that jacket that Los is wearing, that's authentic Oilers, like from the 90s.
Oh, nice.
I believe a family member of mine gave that to him. So that's an actual authentic one. Because if you notice the ones they showed on TV, they're all like this bright Columbia blue.
Yeah.
No, that's the original color right there.
Is that a compliment, guys?
No, it's not a compliment.
Did you get complimented by JP?
I'm gonna die of a heart attack.
What is happening? Hell froze over?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Because I know where the jacket's from. But so if you guys see Los with that jacket, that's an actual authentic.
This doesn't come out. Right. This doesn't see the sun very often.
It doesn't
Not
see
at
the
all.
sun very often.
Wow.
There's snow cones in hell right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
All right, gentlemen. I gotta say the odds were stacked up against the Texans this week. A lot of us. Oh, Rios, by the way, I am good at when I call the Texans to lose, they end up winning. So that record still stands. Yeah.
You're just they pick us to they pick us to lose and we win. So just keep it going.
Hey, so nonetheless, I mean, it was the odds were stacked against the Texans. You have Case Keenum, who hasn't played in about 2 years, starting over Davis Mills. So Mills Mafia was on high alert. You had no Nico Collins. You had you were basically relying on Noah Brown, Robert Woods, John Mechie, which we'll talk about, and then also Hutchinson. And and then of course we saw the return of none other than Dalton Schultz, which was playmaker, and I think we were missing Font at the in the O line. So as a right tackle. So in hindsight, Will Anderson on defense. Like in hindsight, it just seemed like a lot of key, if anything, a lot of key players were missing. The main key players the Texans were missing, and yet the Texans were still able to pull off the victory. Credit to the defense, who last week against the Jets was non-existent. However, they stepped up, and I think they did what Rios. D'Amico did what Rios said, was put up a picture of Zach Wilson on there where it said AFC Player of the Week, and maybe that motivated the defense. But my God, the defense balled out. Gentlemen, what are your thoughts on the defense, starting with Rios?
Man, so like as you mentioned, all the injuries, it was a recipe for disaster. A lot of people, expected us to get blown out, and it was the complete opposite. I know after that first drive when we gave up they scored that they got that long game to get basically inside the 5. I was like, man, this is gonna be ugly. And then that pick 6, I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be one of those days. But kept going, and man, the defense after that, after that pick 6, that our defense really stepped up and they shut them down basically. Like they couldn't score a point. And they did what I had mentioned in our pregame show. The key to with beating them on defense was slowing down Derrick Henry. They held him to 9 yards on 20 touches. NFL record. No player in the history of the league has gotten less yards with 20 or more touches. And to shut down DeAndre Hopkins.
You know, and the thing that we talked about, Rios, on the pregame show was the fact that like, hey, we can't underestimate Derrick Henry, but to hold him down to to the amount of yards that he got, basically he was not a non-factor, if anything, on the for the Titans. And
Yeah,
then
he's still in Christian Harris's pocket right now.
right, and then remember what we said. Also, they have to pressure Will Levis, and they did that. He
Big
did,
7 sacks, I believe.
yeah, 7 sacks. Uh,
7 sacks, 11 QB hits,
yeah, 11 QB hits. Like
and he got
it was a
knocked out of the game.
and he got unfortunately for him, right? Like it sucks, but
Yeah.
dude, he was taking a beating. That O line was not giving him any favors at all. Like they were absolutely just letting him walk through. They were
Well,
gassed.
That's what
Yeah.
happens when you wear
When
someone
he-
else's colors on the field.
Yeah, exactly. Lowe's, what are your thoughts about the Texans
Man,
defense this weekend, man?
that defense, man, like gave up a early score. But after that, it was wow. It was what a performance. I mean, first the D line. The D line, as the game went on, they got better. Uh,
Correct.
it was crazy to see. I mean, sign Grenard. I'm sorry. I know JP is not a huge fan on giving him the big money, but sign that man. I mean, he is a beast out there. He is consistent, which is something we like to see. Uh, Linebackers on Derrick Henry's ass. You know,
hmm
the D tackles getting tackles for losses. I mean, and then to top it off, the defensive backs. Not only did you have Stingley doing his thing, Petrie was doing his thing. I mean, uh, you had Steven Nelson doing his thing. I mean, it was just an all-out defensive effort. Really good to see that. They
hmm
stopped one of the best running backs. Not performing very well this season, but has had many good seasons. So yeah, man, just a great defensive effort. It's uplifting to see. I mean, they're only going to get better. Stingley is becoming that lockdown cornerback that we wanted to see. I mean, he's living up to the pick right now. And if he stays healthy, I mean, the sky's the limit for that kid. So yeah, man, crazy good, crazy good.
Oh, for real, for sure, for sure. JP, what are you thinking, man? What are your thoughts today?
No, I really liked how the defense played. I wish this defense would have showed up against the Jets. I
Right,
think Perryman and the other linebacker, Harris, if I'm correct, Christian Harris,
Christian Harris,
um,
yeah.
they did a very good job on stopping Derrick Henry. Malik Collins in the middle, along with Terry Hughes. You had Jonathan Grenard. And keep in mind, we didn't have our number one draft pick, Will Anderson Jr., on the field either. They did such an excellent job. I want to give credit to somebody who we've been pretty hard on, um, a- and we've been on his ass about not performing, which is Jalen Petrie. I thought Jalen Petrie
Yep.
had a very good game with the Houston Texans slash Oilers. So overall, the defense played well. I think at the very beginning, there was a couple of plays where they were overly aggressive in some areas, specifically the linebackers, and they got burnt. But other than that, they held it very well. I have literally no complaints on the defense. I don't think and this is without Cashman either. Keep in mind, Cashman is their star linebacker for this team, and he's out too.
Crazy.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, just the mere fact that they got good production out of the defense, and realistically, looking at this game, you really won because of the defense. I mean, that interception that Steven Nelson had, the three almost interceptions from Stingley, and DeAndre Hopkins was frustrated the entire day. Um, so I was happy to see that. The one thing I will say is that for me specifically, I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think Derrick Henry is all that. I think he's overrated, specifically with the Texans. I just think the Texans have had stupid game plans. David Culley, Lovey Smith with his Tampa 2. Let's not forget Bill O'Shea. He was never really great defensively, and a lot of the times the players that they've had were never up to par.
Well, I
So
think his O line is just one of the worst O lines I mean,
No,
this season,
'cause
I mean,
if I
because
remember the
he's
first game
dominated the league before. I wouldn't say he's
I
overrated.
wouldn't
He's
say
dominated the league.
dominated.
He's still top
Dominated.
5 in rushing on a down
I-
year.
Well, I mean, you got to remember the NFL has changed. Dominated, like to me, domination is Adrian Peterson who went and got the MVP as a running back. That's domination. Let's calm down on the domination
Well,
with
he's
Derrick
carried
Henry.
that team,
He's
the
a
Tennessee
he's a.
Titans, with a lackluster
I'll give you
quarterback
that.
to the playoffs.
I'll give
So
you that to the playoffs. That's it.
yeah,
To the playoffs.
What did Adrian Peterson win?
He went to the NFC Championship. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, that's
Okay.
nice.
Thank you so much. Anyway, going back to facts.
Give him a ribbon.
So I'll give the Texans credit though. I think D'Amico ran down the head and was like, "Look, this guy, they overhyped this dude. They're saying that he's a Texan killer. Let's stop this guy and end this once and for all." And that's what the Texans did. So I have an A++ for the defense this game.
I mean,
Okay.
I wouldn't call him overrated. He's a 2,000-yard runner. It's only like a handful of them in the
Mm.
entire history of the league.
Remember when they had Chris Johnson? And
Yeah,
Chris
he also
Johnson
ran.
Chris Johnson
had
was
over
great too.
over 2,000 yards. But what'd they do? What'd they do?
He dominated though. I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about
When you say
the player
do not
specific.
use that word dominated lightly.
Okay,
Domination is you
Sure,
winning
man.
the playoff games and you go to Super Bowls.
So Barry Sanders didn't dominate because he didn't win a championship. Barry
didn't
Sanders
win
didn't
playoffs.
dominate the league.
He didn't, bro. He could,
Okay.
remember, we
All
we
right,
argue
man.
this all the time. He could have gone to the 49ers.
All right, man.
And what did he do? What did he do? He took
All
the
right,
big
man.
contract and stayed in
Sure,
Detroit.
man.
That's on him. Andre Johnson had a chance to go to win a Super Bowl.
Andre
because
Johnson didn't dominate.
So he didn't
He's-
dominate.
He stayed with the Texans. No, Andre Johnson dominated. He dominated.
Well,
That's
okay.
different.
Andre Johnson
Whoa.
dominated. Okay. All right,
Andre
man.
Johnson-
This logic
Andre
is being dismantled very
Hey,
quickly.
Andre Johnson did not even have an
Leon,
O-line.
please save us, Leon.
Derrick Henry had an O-line. Andre Johnson did not even have an O-line or a running back or a quarterback or
Leon,
a
please
defense.
save
Come
this
on,
guy,
bro.
man. He's drowning.
Come on, bro.
Listen, so you're, really quick, you're saying that, just to go back, that Andre Johnson was not dominant at all?
No. I'm just trying to shut up Losa's stupid ass point.
Oh,
The point
okay. I
is-
thought you were okay.
Because
I was making.
if he would have listened, because he never listened. If he would have listened, I said against the Texans, Derrick Henry has been overrated. We've had shitty defenses, shitty defensive schemes, shitty defensive coordinators. This is the first time we've had a real coach with big linebackers. If you notice, the majority of linebackers that we had before were always under their size they're supposed to be, under the weight they're supposed to be. They were fast and they couldn't cover. That was one of another things too, that they couldn't cover tight ends. This
Well,
defense that we're
I don't care about Derrick Henry, man. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
die on
like,
the
that's what
hill
I'm like.
for
He's
Derrick
over-
Henry, but
I've never been scared of
overrated,
Derrick
underrated. I
Henry.
don't give a shit.
I mean, yeah, I never
Yeah.
really been scared about Derrick Henry. He's not gonna go into. Let's just say he's not a Hall of Fame running back. We'll leave it at that.
Okay. So you really don't think Andre's a Hall of Famer?
No, Andre Johnson's a Hall of Famer. Derrick
Okay.
Henry isn't.
Okay. Oh, Derrick Henry? No, I don't think Derrick Henry is. Yeah, I don't think he's reached. Okay, so if you want to talk about at least running backs for Tennessee, Eddie George, that's a Hall of Famer.
No,
Like-
Earl Campbell.
Earl Campbell. Of course, Earl Campbell. But I'm talking about it. If we're going down that line with it, I don't.
Yeah, Eddie
Derrick
George
Henry
would be
to
the
me
one.
is not. I think Derrick Henry was good for his time being. I think they wasted his time, Derrick Henry. But I don't think he qualifies as a Hall of Famer. At first, I bet they were talking about Andre Johnson. Oh no, definitely.
No.
Andre Johnson's
I'm
a Hall
saying
of Famer. Yeah.
Derrick Henry is not a Hall of Famer.
No, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, I don't think so. Rios, you think
It's just
that?
they overhype him because with Houston, he
I mean-
got over 200 yards every game, supposedly.
Yeah.
If he goes over 10,000 yards rushing, which he's pretty close to doing,
He might
definitely Hall of Fame because you have better numbers than some of the guys already in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to stick on Derrick Henry too much, but like Amon Green, who's probably the best running back for Green Bay, and who won Super Bowls, he's not even.
I mean, if you look at Derrick Henry's career numbers, almost 10,000 yards rushing, about 89 touchdowns, like those are Hall of Fame numbers. And he hasn't been in the league a long time either.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree on that. Well,
I don't know.
yeah, everyone's
Well-
entitled. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
everybody's entitled to their opinion. You're absolutely right, and Rios is wrong. No, I'm kidding. No, honestly, I mean, I feel that way. I don't think he is. I think that there are, I just don't see it. But I mean, I could be wrong on that one. Rios does bring up a good point. He does have close to 10,000 rushes, so I'll leave it at that. I still don't think that he is, but you can make your own argument. If you think, for those of you watching now on Instagram Live, by the way, hey, you can drop your comments and let us know. Do you think that Derrick Henry is a Hall of Fame running back? Let us know.
I mean, if 10,000 yards and 100 touchdowns doesn't get you in the Hall of Fame, what will?
Well,
5,000 of those are against the Texans.
Right? Does Arian Foster have 10,000 yards? Does Arian Foster have 10,000
No.
No,
I mean,
not even close.
No, not even close.
No.
Yeah, no. Arian Foster was great for
injury
Arian Foster was great for us.
As much as Arian Foster disappointed me with his vegan lifestyle, I will tell you, I feel like he's a way better running back than Derrick Henry. But we'll leave it at that.
I mean, Foster. The thing about Foster, what made him great was his elusiveness and his IQ for the football field to get open in situations. Something that currently Dameon Pierce is nowhere near. Exactly. Which we expected very highly of, but it is where it is. I mean, if you really, if you look at Texans history, still the greatest running back in Texans history happens to be Arian Foster. To this day, there's, we haven't had a consistent running back. I mean, after that, I mean, we were hoping Dameon Pierce was going to be it. And I just, but because he looked like he was really going to be that guy last season, and now he hasn't been that guy. I mean, he wasn't anywhere yesterday, huh?
One carry.
Yeah, one carry. He had one carry yesterday against the Titans.
That was one carry too many.
That was one carry too many. And then it's like, I don't understand what's happening. Is the Trent Richardson effect really happening? I was kidding when I said it at first, but at this point, it's like, brother, what's going on?
He's reminding me of Steve Slayton.
Yeah, I was just about to go there.
Mm-hmm.
So switching to the offense now.
Yeah.
With the biggest, I think this is the biggest asterisk mark when it comes to the offense. Like, what has happened to Dameon Pierce? Specifically because he was our main offense last year until he got injured. I don't know if it's a scheme. Maybe it's, we haven't talked about this. Maybe it's him.
Yes,
so?
It is him.
Yeah.
I mean, what I mean by that is like his will.
No,
maybe his IQ.
No. So his eyes. That's the issue. The guy is a downhill runner, which he's a downhill runner, which in certain moments I believe there is a place for that in the team. Sometimes you need that guy with that extra weight to just go down straight up the middle, pound it, fall forward. Pierce can do that. What I see with Singletary is in this system, Singletary is very patient, man. Very patient. He lets things develop in front of him. And when you think, oh, okay, this is going to be a loss, this is going to be down a 1 yard gain, he finds gaps. He's so good at getting to gaps. He's so good at doing a move and making that linebacker level miss, getting to the second. Like, it's artistry, really, to see. And finally, the line is making these holes, and Singletary's taking advantage.
Yeah.
And so rightfully he's won the spot. I don't see it being taken anytime soon. I hope Pierce can learn from Singletary and see what Singletary's doing, how he's finding these gaps, how you have to be patient sometimes, how sometimes you have to hit the hole and just go, and how sometimes you got to let things develop. Like, there's a lot of quick decision making that Singletary's doing, and Pierce, I don't think, has learned. So I'm hoping he can learn from, because I'm not gonna say Pierce is done. Like, I'm not gonna say that yet. I'm not there yet. I think he still has a lot to learn. He's young. I think he can get there. I think he has the attributes to get there. But what I'm seeing now is the physical side is there. It's the mental aspect of it where I think he has some ways to go.
Rios mentioned the Steve Slayton. Go ahead, Rios. Rios mentioned the Steve Slayton experience.
Yeah. Anyone who's been following Steve for a while knows, Steve Slayton, greatest rookie season. And then second season just nosedive off a cliff. And then towards the end of his tenure here, he was a special teams player. And I have a feeling that's what's going to happen to Pierce. He's going to be playing special teams next year because It's a number of factors. I don't think he's a good scheme fit because he's never had to be in a zone read scheme before.
Yeah.
It was always at Florida downhill running last season,
Yeah.
downhill running, and he's had all off season, the whole season this year to try to get it. They tried to force feed him the ball to try to get him going. It's not working.
Pierce bodies his own lineman. Pierce is a goal line back. That's
Like,
true. I saw him body his own lineman. Yeah.
We've seen it on tape. Like instead of going through the hole, making the right read, he's looking for contact. Like, bro, like the hole's right there. Pick up the yards. You don't need to body people every play. Like,
but at this point, but at this point, like you said, I think we're all pretty much in agreement that definitely Devin Singletary is primary back until we're done.
Since before the bye week.
He had 26 rushing attempts for 121 yards, and he was averaging 4.7 yards. 4.7 yards. Now look, what I want to talk really quick. He's at 711 yards right now. Do you guys think he's going to reach over 1,000 by the end of the season?
I don't think so.
You don't think he reaches 1,000 yards?
He'll get close. He'll probably have like 900.
Yeah, I mean, if the team. One thing I saw yesterday.
Go ahead, Los. I was right about to.
Slowick was so good at stopping the momentum. Like
I know
there were moments where you know what you need to do. Singletary's running over this team. The offensive line is dominating in the run game. And what does he do? He does a
screenplays.
He does a trick play. Like, you're just messing up our flow, man. We're dominating in the run game right now.
What are we doing? Yeah.
Like,
if it's working, keep it going.
Like, what are you doing? Like, I think coming straight out of the second half, he does he does. I think I don't remember. I don't know if it was 3 straight passes.
Yeah.
Like coming out of the second half, where it's just like,
run the ball.
Do you not see the stats? I mean, we're dominating the run game, and he doesn't give Singletary the ball. Or at inopportune times, he starts with a trick play. I'm like, there's no need for a trick play. We're dominating at the line, and now I was just like pointing out time after time. I'm like, Slowick just killed the momentum right there.
Yeah,
and I don't want to say it was all on Slowick. There were times, obviously, early in the game, but where it was the players, it was a good call. The players aren't making the plays, but I saw a lot of instances where the players are being put in bad positions, and I was just like, what is Slowick doing, man?
There was a portion where the Texans, I'm not sure if it was in overtime or right before overtime, they had plays, and they kept going back and back and back and back because of penalties. Run the freaking ball. Run the freaking ball.
Right before overtime.
Run the ball. There's no need to get fancy. Just run the ball. Go ahead, Rios. Just run the ball.
Yeah, I texted that to Carlos when it happened. Like, all we had to do is go down the field because we got the ball back like a minute left, like a minute and some change left. Run the ball, get some decent field position, kick the field goal, win it in regulation. No, they want to give me a heart attack and go to overtime. I'm like, no.
And for me, I think Slowick needs. I don't know why they keep hyping him up that he's going to be a next head coach. Maybe in 3 years, he needs to learn how to do great play calls. He was a momentum killer.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think anytime soon right now that he's. Now, don't get me wrong. I've seen some plays where it's actually worked in our favor. Obviously, this system itself, I feel like it's good for the quarterbacks that we have. I mean, if you think about it, Case Keenum hadn't played in 2 years, just about 2 years, and then he still was able to come in, adjust. Now, obviously, you can say that's credit to Case Keenum, right, for understanding this type of system. But at the same time, the system is actually pretty decent enough to have somebody back there, unless you're Davis Mills, because as soon as he went in, he got sacked. You see what I'm saying? So, like, but then again, like, this system itself, I mean, Case Keenum is pretty familiar with it. He had it with Gary Kubiak here when he was our quote unquote our starting quarterback here, So he's had that experience. So I think when Rios and we were talking about it, I think during our pregame show, we talked about like why Keenum probably got chosen over Davis, and it was because, I mean, the experience really. D'Amico saw Davis Mills throw the ball. He's like, "Oh nah, we're
good.
Doing that. We're not doing that." Case Keenum, drop the clipboard. Come on, drop the clipboard.
And just to finish very quickly on Singletary, I don't think he's going to reach 1,000. I hope he does, because that means we're going to win out these next three
I think so,
games. Which,
yeah.
but if he gets over 100 yards, over 1,000 yards, it's because we've won these next three games.
Yeah. It
The
means we
issue,
can run the ball in the fourth quarter,
yeah,
no
correct.
problem, run games out.
Yeah.
We
I'm
need to sign
sorry.
him. We need to sign this
I
guy.
agree.
He's
I
on
don't
a
know about
1-year
signing him.
deal.
He's 28. He's about to be 29.
Yeah,
You already
no,
know
the
What
I'm
is
guy
not a
is
that?
fan of
still
running
holding it
back.
down. I'm not saying a
Well,
lucrative
2-year deal.
contract.
Yeah, I'll give him a 2-year deal.
I'll be down with a
Mm,
2-year
I'm
deal,
okay with
easy.
that,
I
but
think he wants
team
3.
friendly. Team friendly.
Yeah, but I mean,
But just
you
to
can't be a competitive team and get all team friendly deals. I'm
yeah.
just saying, that's not.
Well, true, but I
It's
mean
like,
wishful thinking. But
but yeah, wishful.
D'Amico,
Yeah.
D'Amico Ryans right now, what he needs to do is, I'm sorry, you gotta put Damian Pierce to the side. You gotta go with the hot hand, and literally the hot hand is Devin Singletary. Bobby Slowick needs to keep him in the game plan and learn how to run the ball with David Singletary. If the O line is opening those holes and we're consistently getting first downs on the run.
Yeah, well, that's what they're doing. Damian Pierce, one
Mhm.
carry. Look, credit to the coaching staff, no doubt to Slowick for getting the third string quarterback ready and
Yeah.
win this game. But so yeah, he just leaves me, you know, wanting more in the play calling area for sure.
Yeah. So
It's been
really quick
very
before we move.
inconsistent.
Yes. It has been inconsistent. Sorry, Rios. 1 second. I didn't mean to cut you off real quick. Actually, finish your thought because I want to go into one of the comments that somebody asked us about. Go for it.
Yeah, so it's been pretty inconsistent. Like we've seen it against the bad teams, against ultra conservative, and against the good teams.
Mhm.
You know, he's in his bag of tricks. Yesterday, I was expecting him to be a little bit more aggressive, but he was aggressive in the wrong places. Like end of the game, bro. Drive down the field, kick a field goal, win it in regulation. Don't go to overtime because we've seen how these things end sometimes.
Yeah.
But
No,
luckily, we
100%.
won. But
Mhm.
and I,
Thank-
you know, I
thank you,
saw, I called it.
Tammy.
I called it yesterday. I said, you know, Fairbairn was going to be our MVP, and he was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Fairbairn. Fairbairn. I'm glad he's back. You don't know what you got till it's gone.
Yep.
Fairbairn. Thank you, sir.
I'll
Sign that man.
never take him for granted ever
No,
again.
ever
I
again.
love
Ever.
Fairbairn. The jersey's on the way.
No Fairbairn slander
That's
allowed.
I've
No
never
Fairbairn
seen-
slander.
Do not,
Hey, I've never
do
seen a
not
kicker
talk down on
jersey
my man.
ever.
Hey,
I've never seen
Hey.
a kicker's jersey ever, dude.
yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what. Those guys that wore that number 7 for the Texans know how to do it. CJ, Fairbairn, Case
Keenum.
Keenum at one point. There you go. The lucky sevens, if you will. All right. So really quick, I want to go back. I want to touch base on this because a lot of people that watch us want to see this, and this is from the Bottom Line Sports. They asked us, and we talked about it a little bit at the beginning, but let's really dive into it for a sec. How do you feel about the Titans wearing the Oilers jerseys? I think that's the main question a lot of people wanted to see.
Can I go first?
So,
Can I go first?
yeah. Oh, let's see. I kind of want to hear. I really do want to hear yours. So, how do we feel, boys, about the Titans wearing the Oilers jerseys? The level of disrespect where they thought they were coming in wearing those jerseys and trying to drop us, and that didn't happen. So, all right, might as well start with JP. Give us your thoughts, bro.
Hold on. Let me set the scene.
Whoa.
Let me
All
set
right,
the
go ahead.
scene.
Said it.
So these fools first, we got Stroud, we're on a hot streak. Oh no, we're not gonna wear the jerseys that day, right? At home against Houston. We're not gonna do it. Because they were at first.
They were.
This was the flagship game against the supposedly gonna be the last place team in the whole league. Once they saw no, we're not doing it. Once they saw all the freaking injuries, Stroud on concussion protocol, this is the week.
This is the week we wear these
we're gonna
jerseys.
wear them. So they went in thinking it's done. This is a good deal. We put out our throwback. They're not their throwback. Our throwback jerseys.
Yeah.
Coach shows up with a cowboy hat on.
Oh yeah, Vrabel.
All the fans eating that shit up like they have some kind of history. All right, JP, go.
Yeah, you went from trying to be Bum Phillips to actually being a bum. But go ahead.
Oh no, and Vabro really showing up with Bun Phillips gear, like the level of disrespect, dude. I'm telling you. So just to let everybody know, Bud Adams did own the team for the Oilers, but the Love You Blue era was in Houston. Love Ya Blue, okay, Columbia Blue. These are Houston colors. I understand that Tennessee had them, okay. So when Tennessee got the team, they had the Oiler colors for 2 years, but Bud Adams specifically did not like that every time people saw the colors they associated with Houston, that he changed the name, he changed the logo, okay, and he changed the uniform. He didn't want no part of the Oilers. Now, 20 something years later, now they want to wear the Oilers colors? Get the get the frick out of here, dude. Like straight up. I was pissed off. And it's not because I'm a Houston Oiler. I've been to a Houston Oilers game when I was little for the YMCA a long, long time ago. I was never like a massive fan, but I know these colors represent Houston. This is like something here in Houston that to this day, the older generation, people that grew up in the 80s and 90s, they recognize these colors as Houston colors. So that's one. I was pissed off. I thought it was a level of disrespect that the mere fact that they wanted to wear him against Houston. Okay, and this has been since last season. They've been talking shit since last season, and they wanted to wear them for Houston. They got all like this when they saw that we were actually a winning team, and then when they saw like half our team was gone, oh, now we're gonna wear them. Now, Bud
Oh,
Adams is dead.
and supposedly in a fan kind of survey or poll last season, uh, the promotions office was trying to incorporate these colors is a rumor, but then that Tennessee and the Adams family blocked that shit and
Correct.
didn't allow the Texans to go forward with a concept of using the Oilers colors, and that's why we're not seeing none of that shit here, because the Titans literally have blocked that shit. And then I guess the league said, well, if you're gonna block them, you got to do it. Here they are.
Me and
And
Los, we saw that Super Bowl when they first changed their uniforms, and they went to the Super Bowl that year. The first year they changed their uniforms, and I don't know if Rose remembers, but they were like, "Oh, we're gonna get rid of the old spirit of the Oilers," and because we're old enough to remember that, we're gonna get rid of all that culture, and we're gonna go ahead and move with the Titans culture. And they went to the Super Bowl that year. Okay, they lost, but they went to Super
Just
Bowl. They
short.
were, and then after that,
Yep.
all the Oilers stuff was in the long gone in the past. Okay, so this does not belong to them. I understand that they own the rights, but as far as the culture, the history behind it, nothing. Warren Moon didn't play for Tennessee. He played for Houston. As bad as the history that happened with Warren Moon, the way that Houston treated him, the way Bud Adams treated him, either way, he played for Houston. Earl Campbell
that's right.
played for
We
Houston.
treated him bad, not Tennessee.
So I mean, look, Warren Moon had a really rough. But then again, I understand. We have uncles and cousins who were fans of the Oilers, and they expressed their distaste with Bud Adams and the way he would treat. Did you know that he got rid of a team in 1 year? Like he got rid of the entire a Super Bowl winning team. He got rid of everybody, and that's when we had Buddy Ryan, and the other coach. I forgot his name. But yeah, like he was like on it, like always getting rid of the team, doing moves that the fans did not support. At the end, the fans didn't want Bud Adams, and then he wanted us to invest in a stadium because everyone's like, "Oh no, he wanted a stadium." He wanted us, the people of Houston, to build him a stadium after having a lot of losing seasons and a lot of bad
Fuck
success
Bud
in
Adams.
Houston now. So they wanted him. In reality, if you go back and look, Houston fans wanted him to sell the team, not take it away. And that's a misconception. We wanted Bud Adams gone, not the team.
Well,
He
he
went ahead
left.
because
Middle of the
he
night.
went ahead in the middle of the night. He went and
All
left
right, JP.
with
All right,
Oilers.
JP.
So
All right. JP.
I didn't like it. I thought it was disrespectful. If
Of
you wanted to
course.
wear it, fine. You own the
Agreed.
rights, but don't wear them against us. And I'm
Yeah.
glad that they wore them against us, so we beat
And
their
they
ass.
got
And I
the
hope
ass whooped.
every time they wear it against us, I hope they come home here to Houston and they'll wear the white one. So we
Oh,
can
they would
whoop their
never.
They
ass
won't.
They
again.
would
They
never
would
do that.
never.
No,
They would
They will
never.
never do
Listen,
that.
They would never.
Go
Like
ahead,
that's the
Rios.
thing. I'll agree with you, JB, on that one. Like if you try to come to Houston with that, that's not going to fly. You would never see Tennessee, and the excuse will be, "Well, we don't have the white uniforms." You can make it.
Hmm.
There's no,
Right.
there's no way you would
Well,
try
there's a
that over here in
reason they don't
Houston.
wear the. There's a reason they wear the white ones. You don't think about the white ones. You think about the Oilers. You think about the blue.
Blue,
The love you blue.
Yeah.
You don't think about the white jerseys.
right?
And
Rhea,
where's love your blue from? Houston.
there you go. Lowe's, what are your thoughts on this thing?
Yeah, it's embarrassing for their fan base, in my opinion. I mean, to claim something that never took part in Nashville, much less in Tennessee, and you're claiming it as yours, that's embarrassing, bro. Like, not even. I mean, we would never, man. We would never.
They should
Oh,
be happy. They should be
you
happy
came
they even have a
from
team.
this city. Guess what? We're gonna claim that city's. What? That's you ought to be embarrassed. You ought to, like, what?
There's no oil in Tennessee.
That's such an
Exactly.
embarrassing. I mean, I feel bad for that organization. I don't know. Screw that organization. Screw their fans. I don't feel bad for them.
I don't either.
Chef's kiss the win with them wearing these colors. I mean, I could have asked for anything better with Case Keenum leading the charge, U of H. I mean, it just made the win that much sweeter. I mean, yeah, we would have just be the Tennessee Titans wearing their crappy Tennessee Titans jerseys. Just another win, just another week. Oh no, you're wearing our colors. Oh, this game, we're gonna remember this one for a good while.
It's gonna
And
stick in their
so-
memories for a while.
Exactly. So they
And we
just made
took 'em off.
themselves look bad.
And we took them off the playoffs.
Poverty
We got 'em out of the
franchise. I can't wait to beat them up over and over again for the next 10 years. It's gonna be great.
Really quick, that's my sport. That's my sports. Said just shouted you guys out on our live stream. We support Texans getting those Oilers jerseys. That's what's up. Thank you. That's my sports.
Sure.
Check them out, guys. Appreciate it. Awesome channel. Check them out. Rios, your thoughts, brother?
Well, since I'm the oldest one here and I grew up an Oilers fan,
You are old.
the level of disrespect, man. Because like JP had mentioned, most of the fan base wanted Bud Adams gone, and actually they had agreed to build the stadium, but he still
Correct.
decided to, in the middle of the night, move the team to Tennessee, and that left a sour. Like I stopped watching football for a while. Like I didn't watch it. I was not going to watch the Tennessee Oilers. Like no, I live in Houston. I'm not watching the Tennessee Oilers. So I stopped watching football until we got a team in 2000. So seeing them wear those colors, it's like seeing your ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend wearing your old hoodie. Like it's just
Brother.
Ooh,
and the
man,
ex-
fighting words.
You,
Those are
you
fighting
and the
words, I'll tell you.
ex-girlfriend, bro. Who hurt you? Who hurt you? All the time.
I'm
you bring up
using
the
it.
ex-girlfriend thing.
I'm using an analogy. It never happened. First of all, no one disrespect me like
Never,
that.
it never
wearing
happens.
my
like-
hoodie, bro. Oh hell no! I'm coming at it. Give me my shit back, bro.
But that's, I mean,
Exactly,
that's a perfect analogy though. Like that's
No,
what
it
it felt
is.
like.
It is.
You see Rio's always like, I'm gonna go get a beer. He goes, you see a little tear in his eye.
No, but
You
like,
guys-
not
Right.
just that. So the University of Houston, they wore the Love You Blue jerseys.
Correct.
Yeah.
Tennessee told them they couldn't.
Titans, they sent a cease and desist, so they can't wear them. They can't sell them. Like, it's a college team, bro. Like,
Come
No,
on.
it's-
the Adams
Agreed.
family level of pettiness
Yes.
knows no bounds. And you know what?
Because they're not
my
over it.
It felt good. It felt good smacking them in the mouth, wearing those
Yes.
colors in their stadium, watching their fans wearing their knockoff Oilers stuff. Go
And
home
that's
Our
fine
sad.
now.
great quarterback
Filing out.
and
Filing
half of
out.
our team injured. I mean,
And not
come
just
on.
that, the Texans admin team released a video them shouting Houston Texans in their
Mhm.
stadium.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
No, the best part was when they actually had the they put out a video today of like a guy wearing like a Tennessee Titans hat, a picture of a guy wearing Tennessee Titans hats, putting Crisco oil in his car for the Oilers or whatever. And then the one, it was like Oilers, but like they capitalized the letter L on the Oiler. That was the best part. Here's the thing. You brought these uniforms back to try to get back at the Texans or whatever, right? You came in with this ego. You came in with this ego to this game, like, oh yeah, we're gonna beat them wearing their own colors. Guess what happened? You got beat. You got knocked out of the playoff contention wearing those colors. I hope you understand that
Knock the fuck out.
basically Texas Uno reverse carded on you guys. That's exactly what happened. You got beat in your own colors at home, and now you're out of the playoff contention. That's what happened while wearing those
smoking
colors.
that Tennessee pack. Smoking that Tennessee pack.
Exactly.
And one last thing, and just to make it clear for all these Tennessee fans, if they're listening, okay, because I've been seeing on X where they're like, oh, you guys didn't even want them. No, that's not the case. We didn't want Bud Adams. Get it right.
No.
We didn't want him as the owner. We wanted him gone, not the team. Okay, that's the bottom line. Now he left. It is what it is. History is here. We just want our history back, because Doomsday's defense wasn't in Tennessee. It was in Houston. The Love
Yes,
You
sir.
Blue era wasn't in Tennessee. It was here in Houston.
We were the ones that disrespected Warren Moon, not y'all.
We're the
Chase
ones
them,
that blew that 35-point lead.
No,
Yeah,
Houston
we're the
was-
ones.
Houston
We're
was
the
wrong
ones
for
that
that.
lost against Buffalo. Not y'all.
Yeah, not y'all. Yeah, 35. We were 35-3.
That's our history.
That's
That's our history.
We lost.
That's our heartbreak, not yours.
Yeah.
They don't know that pain.
Yeah, we
that's
suffered. Oh, well,
No,
they're
we
going to know
suffered.
pain now. For the next 10 years, it's going to be a lot of pain for that franchise.
Well, we already went through it.
I hope those uniforms are cursed. Like at this point, I hope those uniforms
Kansas
are cursed
City.
at this point.
Kansas City versus Houston. We already suffered that again. Kansas City versus Houston
Yeah.
were below shit. We were up how much? 23, 25 points?
24.
Yeah.
24.
And we got our asses whooped. So we relived it twice.
We gave
Yeah.
up 51 straight points. Oh my god!
Jesus.
Like Yahweh, párale.
Yeah. Yahweh. Yeah, and so exactly. Proving that point. I'll go on this one. That's how I felt about it too. I really have no connection to the Oilers like you guys do. As y'all know, I'm a transplant from California over here who was a Raiders fan. I came here. There was no football team by the time I came here. Oilers had left, so I obviously don't have the what you guys had here, but there was no. Of course, that the Titans fans that are here in Houston are just still stuck in the whole Oilers. They couldn't move on from it. So, I mean, but I get it. At the same time, I'm not blaming you, but I just think, to Rios' point, he said he wasn't going to go for no Tennessee team. So I get it. Like it's real. The Texans have been that team that they're homegrown. We've had our losses, that we've had our wins, we've had great moments, we've had terrible moments, for God's sakes. Where this is the moment where we're up in the we're rising, dude. We're 8-6 right now. We're 8-6. Like seriously, that is an accomplishment. We're in playoff talks. Our chances got higher. We got Cleveland coming up.
Season.
Yeah, we got Cleveland coming up, boys. So at this point, how do we? Obviously, we're all unanimously. We still think the colors should come back over here. We just know that Amy Adams and the people over there with the Tennessee Titans, they won't give them up because now they're starting to see some value in it. But just remember, when you went against the Texans in those colors, you lost. You were trying to say come in with that ego, and it got shut down real quick. You lost wearing those colors. I hope you remember
they
that.
do it again next year.
Yeah, we keep winning. Every time
they
wear
do it again next year. Wear the colors when we come to town.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. It's on site, son. No, anyway.
And if they have balls, wear them here. If they have balls, wear them here in Houston.
Oh, they wouldn't. They wouldn't.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
They won't.
All right. So let's move on now. That's how we felt about it. Hopefully, you guys got for those of you guys watching us outside of the Houston area or outside of Texas, you guys got to see a little bit of, hey, this is how we really feel about it. Next up, looking over to because we're about to go. Yeah, we still got a few minutes. Let's talk Cleveland. This weekend we're facing the Browns, who have a stellar defense. Joe Flacco as their quarterback, who's probably playing a little better than what Deshaun Watson was playing with them to begin with. Anyway, I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Yeah, let's call a spade a spade.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. I mean,
because there's no masseuses over there in Cleveland, bro. There's no massage places in Houston, man.
And so that's how it is. I mean, Cleveland, they're finding ways to win. They're finding ways to win, and big credit to that defense coming up. So it looks like you're going to have most likely. I'm going to use the words most likely because you never know, but most likely it's going to happen. You'll probably have CJ back. You probably have Nico back. Obviously, you won't have Tank, but at least you'll have, some level of consistency. I'll be honest with you, gentlemen. Even at that Jets game, I honestly think CJ was coming in halfway concussed. That's my theory on it, just because of the previous game when he came up all wobbly. Yeah, so that's a theory. I can't prove it, but I'm saying that's a little theory of mine. I think he was coming in.
No one wanted to say anything. No one wants
wants to say it. Yeah.
So he got concussed the prior game.
He got concussed.
Let's be real. He came up. Yeah. It took his sweet time getting up. Yeah. He got up. Try to walk it off as best and play it off as best as he could. The guy got concussed the prior game, and he got concussed last game. So that's
Well, I mean,
what are we, Tua?
Yeah, I mean, we're not trying to get him to that point.
No one, as much as Los and my uncle love Case Keenum, realistically, no one in Houston wants Case Keenum to start. Case Keenum, this last game against Tennessee.
Not against Cleveland. Tennessee, no. I called because I thought Mills was going to start. I said Keenum's coming in the second half, and he's going to win the game for us. So I mean, it didn't work. He started the game, and it was
You're
kind of like
partially right.
Mills playing the first half, right? That was
Mm.
Mills' spirit and Keenum's body playing in the first half, and then the real Keenum came out in the second half.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
I need to buy a Keenum jersey. I said
no,
that.
no, no. What you
Jesus.
need to
But
buy, what you need to
but
buy is
yes,
a
against Cleveland, one of the top defenses in the league, we need CJ out there.
What you need to buy is a Dalton Schultz jersey because he was the MVP of this last game with Tennessee.
That
Because
catch.
that catch where he took that ball away, because that was an interception, and there were several
Yeah.
plays where Case Keenum threw that he got lucked out, it wasn't intercepted. So Dalton Schultz, you are the MVP of last game because if it wasn't, you saved our season. Because if it wasn't for that, we would have lost this game.
There's a lot of
Um,
MVPs. Fairbairn,
sure, Fairbairn, Noah
uh,
Brown,
Noah
Singletary.
Brown,
Singletary.
Singletary.
No
Yeah,
but not
Brown.
Case,
No
but not
Brown.
Case
yeah,
Keenum,
Noah
but not
Brown.
Case Keenum.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. If CJ Stroud is not on the field against the Browns, we're gonna have a very, very, very difficult time. With CJ, it's gonna be a dogfight. You're talking about one of the top 5 defenses in the NFL. You got Miles Garrett on that other side. Their defense is nonstop, relentless. They're offensively, Njoku, that tight end, has a rapport with Joe Flacco. It's evident on the field.
Mhm.
And I have him as my fantasy football player. His stock has risen just
Mhm.
because of that.
Yeah.
Their running game has not been great, but the
Mhm.
Texans haven't been outside of the Tennessee game haven't been really great stopping the run either. So I look, this game is going to fall down to the trenches as it always does,
Mhm.
and
It's gonna be a
I
heart attack game.
yeah, and I think it's
Another one.
going to come down. Can the Texans not only because they're going to defend well against the pass, not only
Mhm.
defend well against the pass, but stop them in the red zone with their run game.
So they're to make it more clear. Not that you weren't, JP. I'm just saying, just to make it more clear. They are first against the pass in the league. They're first. You saw how we struggled against the Jets, who had a top 3
Yeah,
pass defense. This is top. This is number 1. We're going
With
against
no
number
Tank
1
Dell
with no Tank Dell.
and with no CJ, I'm sorry. I mean, we need
Yeah,
CJ back, man.
yeah. You need
yeah.
CJ back. If you don't have CJ, I'm going to take this one as a straight up loss. With
So
CJ, your chances obviously get better, but this is against the pass. They're number 1 against the running game. They're 11th. So um, that would fall back on the O line and the creativity of Bobby Slowick to open up some of that, which has been a problem in the running game. So that's what we're coming into against Cleveland. Again, number 1 against the pass, 11th against the run. Um, they
Can we say a prayer real quick for
Yeah, is there a
CJ?
prayer circle? Yeah.
real
Should we light
talk.
some
Remember,
candles?
so CJ's coming back after a concussion. There you go, Rios. There you go. There's some prayers for our Texans this weekend. Now keep it up there. Yeah. Against Cleveland, man. Like I said, that defense is gonna be it's gonna be insane. Again, first against the pass, 11th against the run. They don't,
Now their O line. I mean, I'm sorry, their offense, Cleveland's offense. I feel our defense can keep the game close
mhm.
and keep them out of the red zone enough
Yeah.
to give us a chance. It's just we got to take advantage of those chances.
Yeah.
We got to get down the field. We got to move the ball. Even man, with Keenum in there, I don't
No, with
like.
Keenum and Keenum.
You know,
No chance.
as you could see by what the stats were saying, it was a lot of short passes and intermediate passes. So under 20 yards passes, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Cleveland sees that, they're gonna hone in. They're gonna say this guy's not gonna throw it down the field,
Yeah, they'll be in
and
zone the whole game.
they're just gonna lock in and they they're
Yep.
they're not even gonna worry about it, and that just not gonna it's not gonna be good. So having
So,
Stroud there gives you that threat of not only going
Still,
downfield but running the
Yeah.
ball.
So as far as for us, against the pass, we're 24th. We're ranked 24th. Yes. Against the rush, though, which I think is going to be helpful. We're 6th in the league. So that's pretty good. We're top 10. We're top 10. So that should be fine. I think, at that point is obviously use the. We've been amazing against the rush anyway. You saw what we did with against Derrick Henry, the Texans. So they made him look like he was absolutely non-existent. If anything, he was like a lineman, just an extra lineman that couldn't get the job done for Will Levis because he was non-existent.
He looked like Pierce.
Yeah, he looked like Damian Pierce. Yeah, exactly. So honestly, against the run, I'm not worried. But then again, even then, like their running game is not all that well. I think the Texans defense can take on the Cleveland offense if they can play as well as they did against Will Levis and Russell Wilson. I'll go back to that pressure. Joe Flacco, he's not going to be able to move as eloquent as how do you call it, as Will Levis is. That age is going to get to him. So if you can put some pressure, because that's the thing. One of the problems that we had during with the defense at the very at the first quarter, even there was absolutely no pressure going into Will Levis. He had all the time. Will Levis had enough time to go home, grab dinner, put his kids to bed, come back, and continue the play. That's how much time Will Levis had at the very beginning of the quarter. Guess what? The defense adjusted. They started pressuring him like crazy, and guess what happened? He got sacked 7 times. It got to him. So I think that's what you need to do with Joe Flacco. You need to make sure making him uncomfortable, smother the mess out of him. And I think the Texans just signed somebody today from Tennessee who's actually a pretty decent playmaker. Tart, thank you. So that should be kind of helpful. I don't know if he's going to be a starter, immediate starter or whatnot, but why not throw him in the mix or whatever, right? That adds some depth. That adds some depth in our defense for our defensive linemen as well. So which balled out honestly. So gentlemen, what do you guys think? I guess Rios started.
Yeah, like you mentioned, it's going to be on the defense really to win this game. Just keep pressure on Flacco. Don't get too cute and don't get too conservative. Like when Will Levis had all day to throw, he was dicing them apart. But once they put some pressure on him, those mistakes happen, and you can get to Joe Flacco. He's not 55 years old. He's not going to be able to move that well in the pocket. The running game is nothing to write home about. Same thing with the receivers. I think Sting could lock up Amari Cooper, and and our linebackers did a pretty decent job against Okonkwo, the tight end for the Titans. So I think they're going to have their work cut out for them with Njoku, but I think they'll be up to the task. Now on offense, I think no more Andrew Beck out there, please. The guy can't.
No more Andrew Beck.
They need to run it out of the shotgun. That's when they had most of their success running the ball out of the shotgun.
Heck sucks. I'm sorry, I hate to say that.
Heck, who else we got? He's our starter.
I mean, I get it.
But yeah, so no Andrew Beck out there because if he's out there, he's not going to be a great blocker. Run it out of the shotgun. Like I said, if Siege is out there, they're going to have to be a little creative. It's going to be hard to move the ball down the field against those corners. So you're going to have to, do what he's not been very great at, which is taking what the defense gives you. He likes to go for the home run, but I think this game you're going to have to, utilize Schultz a whole lot more in the middle of the field because their one area of weakness is the middle of the field. And I think if you utilize Schultz and utilize Singletary like they did this game in the passing game, it gives you a chance. Get those easy yards, and then once you get the running game going, the play action will work.
Yeah. Lowe's, what you think, bud?
Yeah, I mean, a point you brought up our pass defense being 24th in the league. I think seeing this team throughout the season, that's a consequence of how early in the season we were just really all over the place when it came to our defense, especially our secondary. As the season's gone on, now we have a healthy Stingley there. We have a what's his name?
Steven Nelson.
Steven Nelson has come up as a great number 2 option and as a cornerback. We got Desmond King now, who's shown up and
who got mossed.
Yeah, but
that was luck. That was luck, too. I mean, honestly, that was luck.
It was, he doesn't have the jump, that.
Yeah, I get your point.
But he was there, he contested, and he got beat on that play. But overall, I think he's done a great job. And Petrie now elevating.
I know.
Only bad thing is that Jimmy Ward got concussed in that game, so he's on concussion protocol. We don't know if he'll be in that game.
He did come out early in the game, though.
He did. And DeAndre Houston stepped in and did a pretty
H-Town.
good job.
Look at that. Another Houston stepped up.
So I think that 24th rank doesn't really reflect on the team we have right now. So, and with this D line going as it is, and the adjustments they're able to make that they've shown that they can make in the middle of a game, I mean, I know we could get after Joe Flacco, man. I know we could get after him, and we're gonna have to. And then if the D line and the linebackers can stifle that run game like they did, I mean, we can stay in this game. We just can't beat ourselves. No penalties, no turnovers.
Laramie Tunsil.
Like Rios said, I mean, take what you can get. You're right. Stroud sometimes wants to go for the home run when the five-yarder, flat is there open. Just go for the 5-yarder. I feel like we can win this game on field goals. It'll be a 3-point game. So it's just a matter of taking what you can get it, and get down the field. Let Fairbairn, kick the field goal, and then defend, rush, beat them up. Like, it's going to be a dirty game. It's got to be one of those dirty games where you're punching and fighting. And we've shown that we suck in those games by the Jets. We got beat up by the Jets. But then at Tennessee, we've shown that we could punch. We could punch back. So that it's going to be one of those games, man.
All right. JP, go for it.
So for me, just a quick kudos I want to give to Barnett, who we signed from the Eagles for the waiver. He played with Tennessee. This past game, he played with us against Tennessee, and he played pretty well. We cannot, just a little bit off topic, we cannot re-sign Jimmy Ward. He's too injury prone. I'm sorry. The 24th overall on pass defense, I think it's because Stingley was out 6 games.
Yes. It's gone up actually because it was 29th at one point. So it's gone to 24th, yeah.
And Tavarius Thomas has been in and out of the lineup. Jimmy Ward has been in and out of the lineup. So for me, I think right now we have a little bit of stability, except that safety position outside of Jalen Petrie. Jimmy Ward has been a very big issue because you see the difference when Jimmy Ward is in the game and when he's out of the game.
Well, Jimmy's on a 2-year contract, so he'll be here next year. But
but after that,
I mean, he's been spending a lot of time injured. I mean,
after
true.
that, no, I wouldn't sign him. After that, I agree with you. They wouldn't sign him if he's already here for a 2-year deal. You give him the following, but after
that's
that,
no
I don't think
disrespect.
you sign him again. No, no disrespect to Jimmy.
Yeah, it's just how it is. So going back to the Cleveland Browns against Houston, I know you guys might not think so much of Joe Flacco, but keep in mind he's been sitting on his couch for a while, and to come back, even though he did throw 2 pick sixes, to come back and win the game because he's the one that came back on them at the very end to score on that field goal. I don't think we should just easily dismiss him. He has an arm still at this age. I'm not scared of the wide receivers. I think Amari Cooper will do decent against Stingley. Stingley has shown with DeAndre Hopkins, and Amari Cooper has the same type of speed as DeAndre Hopkins, so I'm not scared on the wide receivers. Njoku is a beast lately, so I'm kind of worried about him. The run, not so much. So defensively, I think the Texans can stay up to par with the Cleveland Browns, maybe be a little bit better. Offensively, us against them, they're just – I'm scared of Myles Garrett. He's having an MVP caliber season. He has literally destroyed top tier offensive linemen. Outside of Laramie Tunsil, we do not have top tier.
No, after that we don't.
And Myles Garrett moves around the offensive line, and that's not a good thing for the Texans.
CJ's going to have to use his legs for sure this game. I think CJ's going to have to use those legs if he's in it.
Correct.
Yeah, if CJ's in there, he's a master in the pocket. I mean, what he was doing before he was out, I mean, the guy just knows how to move in the pocket. He doesn't panic. He takes the right step up or the right step to the left. Whatever I feel like he's always right now where he's at.
You put your left foot.
He's super comfortable, man. And if he's in there, we got a really good chance of winning this game.
We got to make sure Myles Garrett is always going against Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah, double team. I don't know. You put a running back. If Stroud is passing, you leave Singletary or Pierce back there to block. Like, that's what it is, man.
It's going to be a lot of 11 personnel up. Pooping sounds good.
It could be. That's why Andrew Beck shouldn't be in this game. So no, that's just so. At this point, so there's that. Okay. Um, uh, Offensively, I think our wide receivers need to get separation. I think Noah Brown is getting back into a somewhat sort of healthy Noah Brown. I think that's where you can get some separation because he was coming out for Case Keenum. Out there was a little bit of more separation than he had against the Jets. But Nico Collins needs to shine. Show me. This is the game where you show me. Be the number one. This is where you go. You're going against the number one defense on pass. You better separate because I'm gonna tell you right now, the Browns are not gonna double team you. They're leaving you one on one. And for me, if I'm the Browns, I'm not scared of Nico Collins. Dalton Schultz would be my main concern if I was the Browns. But that's just me. Hopefully, they don't think that way, and they focus
underestimate.
On Nico Collins.
Perfect.
Perfect. So we'll see. I think we have to keep Singletary as a starter. If Bobby Slowick, this is where it comes in. If Bobby Slowick's trying to get cute and put Dameon Pierce and Singletary, I think that lowers down our chances.
I don't have any qualms with them giving Pierce 8 carries.
That's too much.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that because
2 or 3.
This team hits, bro. These team hits, and if you need to spell Singletary. I don't have a problem with that, giving the ball to Pierce, but, obviously you want to see some production out of it. If he's not producing, then, you take the ball out of his hands. But I wouldn't mind. That would mean that if Singletary is getting 20 carries and Pierce is getting 8 carries, that means we're running the ball more, which is something I would like to see is more running the ball. And that means we're getting down the field with it. Ideally, in an ideal world, it's probably – we run the ball a bunch. We're getting yards. Carries after the yards after the first hit. Like ideally, is that going to happen? I don't know, but ideally, that's what I would like to see.
And handing it to Rios.
This is what the candle's for.
Yeah, and handing it to Rios after this. The one thing that Rios mentioned is Bobby Slow cannot get cute. Not against this defense. Don't get cute.
Yeah.
Don't try to force stupid ass issues with trick plays to try to get the defense. No. This defense is just too good. Make sure that you go ahead and you stick to the best game plan that you have available and try to make sure. I'm not saying simplify it, but sometimes just being simple makes the game a lot easier for your players and they perform. So Bobby Slowick, don't get cute. If you see Singletary running the ball, great. Just leave it to Singletary. Don't try to do screenplays. Don't try to do have a Stroud hold the ball for 10 seconds and then throw it out for a loss of 6-7 yards. No, don't get cute. And I mean, and that's just to Rio's point. Stop being cute.
Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, really quick, before we leave, I appreciate all the shout out. I do have our Tennessee Titan correspondent from Tennessee, from Nashville, to give us his thoughts.
Let's go.
My good old friend. Yeah, get him in. Good old friend of ours, friend of the show, Sam, Mr. First Down. Let me put in something where I can actually see you. That's not it. Somewhere on here, I'll get the technology going. All right, there it is. That's as good as I can get it.
What a gutsy win by the Seahawks just a second ago. Amazing.
Oh, really?
It just
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Sam. Sam, so
Yes,
we
sir.
already talked about. So you're in Tennessee, right? Just for those
Yes,
who
sir.
are watching us, you're in Tennessee.
Hey, Sugar Bear.
Hey, Sugar Bear.
Hi,
Yeah,
Sugar.
he's a straight up Titans fan.
No, I just wear the stuff and
he just wears it. Yeah. No, you should see this guy. As much shit as I talk about the Titans, as you should see this guy wear the whole thing. He looks like Hulk Hogan out there. Brother. Yeah. Anyway, long story short. So I want he was doing a show and I wanted to make sure he kind of came in, and I invited him earlier, but we weren't sure. So since we're still going, Sam, I want your thoughts. So we already gave the whole thing about the colors, all that. You know the story because we bitch about it all the time to you. Yes. So Sam, give us your Tennessee Titan perspective about obviously what happened in this game, and of course how you feel about the colors. Go for it. And don't hold anything back because we already dished it out. We can take it. Go for it.
Okay. Well, first of all, I mean, look, you talked about being on your backups. We were on our backups also. Like,
And that's all the time we had for Sam. No, I'm kidding. No, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I by the way, I knew that joke was coming, so I'm just gonna
Yeah, yeah.
stop. So,
No, you're good. No, you're good, bro. Keep going.
but we were on
roll,
our
roll.
backups also. The O line's been bad all year, and it gets worse when you
Yeah.
start having injuries, and it's never been fixed. Our old GM John Robinson, there was an article out called "The Echo of J. Rob" where his past deals severely hampered this season. You have no depth, you have no talent. And so you're stuck, and you have no cap room to make it. You are still paying Julio Jones. You are still paying.
A.J. Brown.
Davian Clown.
Brown.
You can't do that.
Oof.
These are horrible deals, and that's why he was fired right after the Eagles game. And A.J. Brown ran all over us. So, like, this is the punishment you have to live through, and this is why Mike Vrabel's not on the hot seat, because ownership understands he is locked in to a bad roster that he can't really do anything with. The only good thing that came out of this year, much to my chagrin, because I've been on this show, another show, was I didn't want to draft Mayo Man. But now I'm sitting here going, you know what? Mayo Man's not so bad after all. Now, is he? So
He would be the one, I mean, in your roster that actually gives y'all the better chance of winning, and the guy that you would build your team around with, right?
yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Mayo Man is Will Levis, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just want to be clear.
Yeah, he
And
put,
they made
he
fun
put
of me.
mayo in his coffee once, and it stuck there. Like
No.
Hillman's, yeah,
He shows it. He
Yeah.
shows.
He shows it.
Hillman's mayonnaise pays him money. They
Oh,
I'm no
okay.
joke. Like they're at
Oh,
the
wow.
stadium. Yeah,
Hey,
no. Oh, you guys have
Sponsors wherever you get. Hey, we'll take the mayonnaise, whatever mayonnaise company to sponsor us. We don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
So Hillman's mayonnaise is there, and they have like a giant Hillman's mayonnaise guy, and I'm like, oh my
Wow.
god, this is real. But like, I wasn't expecting to win this season anyway. I thought I was pretty clear. So it sucks to lose the way we did, but I also understand if you're handcuffed to a bad roster, you're handcuffed to a bad roster, and there's nothing you can do it. You guys were in that situation last year. There's nothing you can do. You just sit there and you just have to ride it out and do the best you can. I hope they don't play Levis the rest of the year. I would love to see him play, but there's no reason to risk him. There's no reason whatsoever. Put Willis out there. Let Tannehill go join the Minnesota Vikings next year, and you walk into next year with $102 million of cap space. That's the most in the league. And you start making your moves and try to get this thing back on track. The colors.
Oh, boy. Here it goes.
Yeah.
Go for it, Sam. Go for it. Go for it.
You just want me to go?
Nah, go for
JJ
it.
Watt's
Just be yourself.
JJ Watt's a fucking bitch. Okay, I don't give a damn.
Hold on. Just keep going, huh?
Wait, what do you mean?
No. It's all
Not
you. Keep going. Go for it.
He's a bitch. He doesn't understand business, and then he sits on there going, "Doesn't matter," or whatever. What kind of female are you, JJ Watt? Like, you're gonna sit here and be this great defensive end and do all these amazing things, and then talk like a Orange County housewife who didn't get her way about something. Oh my God!
Remember, y'all. Sam's from Tennessee. Go on.
Give me a break. I am from Tennessee. What is that? What does that have to do with anything?
Whatever it means, Sam. It means whatever it has to mean. Yeah.
All right. Fine. So anyway,
Go ahead.
I learned to love the colors. You guys lived it, and I'm sorry that they left. I'm sorry that had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with the new owner. It's her dad, the asshole, that this whole thing spawned from. His assholery, that's a word I just created, gave me a team that I can root for. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's the beauty that came of it. Because I said forever and ever, if I ever got a team here, I would root for them wholeheartedly. I've been a season ticket member for 13 years. I go to every game, and you know what? People always complain about how bad this season is. Did you not remember Ken Wisenhunt's season? Do you not remember
Mettenberger
season? Do you not remember Zach?
Ooh, I like Mettenberger. That was my fave.
Oh man,
take selfies, Mettenberger.
There are still people that love Mettenberger, right? Well, yeah, that's another thing about JJ Watt making fun of his selfies, and then you look at his Twitter and it's covered in selfies. I have a problem with JJ.
When he got retired, it's okay to take selfies when you retire.
Yeah, well, look, I like JJ Watt. The guy's career is great. I hate how he handles himself in every other facet of his life. I think he's kind of a bitch. All right, and I've told Carlos that before. I think he's kind of a bitch, and that's okay because there's plenty of players that have worn my colors that are bitches too. One of them you just signed with Tierra Tart, so good luck with that.
I was going to ask you what can we expect from Tierra Tart?
So Tierra Tart, all joking aside, Tierra Tart is a solid player who is not conditioned well. He'll play a couple plays and he's got to come out and get his water because he's a giant fat guy and nose tackle. That's just how it is.
So Albert Hainsworth, or
he's not with the talent. He's not gonna get run on. You know what I mean? Like that's his shtick. You're not gonna run on Tierra Tart. The problem is he wanted to get paid here like he was Jeffrey Simmons. Guys, there's only one Jeffrey Simmons, right? It's just not. You're not gonna get it. And they were fighting about contract. And then he came out on Twitter and said, "Thank you for granting my release, Titans." In actuality, they cut him. They were tired of putting up with it. They were tired of him walking out here. But you know what? You play us again this year, so you might as well keep him so he can get his revenge game or whatever else.
All right.
But in all seriousness, you've got a player on you. I'm just not – I worry – if I was you, I would worry about his shape, his sustainability.
His conditioning?
His conditioning. Yeah. That's what I would worry about. But that's me.
And
how are you guys?
No, but I get his point about, you got to follow your team. I get that. For me, when you brought that up, that's why I was like, you guys, after 2 years, you didn't want to be associated with Houston, so you changed your uniforms. You went to Super Bowl that year. You changed your name. You had a logo.
Point of order, Your Honor. The NFL made us change the colors. It wasn't Bud Adams. Bud Adams wanted to keep it. NFL made us change the colors. Tagliabue was one of the last things he did.
I have to go back and look at that because I remember Bud Adams and the jerk that he was, and Bud Adams at the end did not like Houston at all. He was very mean to
bitter
fans.
He was bitter, very bitter.
And it was mostly, realistically, it was a fight between the mayor of Houston and Bud Adams. Yep. So for me, like I said, but the thing is, like I said, you guys own the colors, but don't do it against us. Like that's us. I know you guys are a new team. Like when you guys do throwbacks, y'all should do the 99-2000 Titans. Like, with a year went to the Super Bowl. I mean, y'all had a Super Bowl winning team. Y'all had a quarterback in Steve McNair. I mean, you're talking about one of the best teams the Titans have ever had. You had Eddie George. That's, for me, that would be because that's Tennessee history. When I think of Tennessee, I think of those Hall of Fame players. But I don't think of Earl Campbell as a Tennessee player. I don't think of Warren Moon. As bad as we treated him here in Houston, I don't see him.
Yeah, we treated him bad. Not Tennessee. We treated him bad.
Maybe that's why he loves it here.
Bruce Matthews did play for Tennessee. And the funny thing is, I'm not even sure Tennessee knows this, that there's a reason why Earl Campbell, as far as from what I recall, what he said, because in the very first playoff game the Texans had, Earl Campbell was in our field with our colors. In our shirts, and he was around the field. He's always 100%. Been around Texas fan. And the reason I bring it up because I saw that on X. The reason Earl Campbell, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, he's not in the Ring of Honor in Tennessee.
Yeah, no, he's there. He's in the Ring of Honor. Okay. All of the Houston players are. George Blanda, everybody's up there in the Ring of Honor.
Everyone who retired, they included in the Ring of Honor.
Yeah, they did.
And as a business, as a business, obviously, look at these colors. They're freaking beautiful. As a business,
they're gorgeous.
It's an easy money maker. It's the right move to make for Amy Adams. It's what you need.
Sales through the roof.
It's what you do. Yeah, of course.
I hate CM Punk, but he makes money in wrestling. That's just how it is.
Your team's not going to do much, but great color schemes. Oh my God. Of course, these colors are beautiful. Houston made. Of course, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
And so I totally get the business aspect of it. But there is a bitch factor to it. It is not your history. It is not your colors. And you're just stealing something else from another city. That's fine. Make your money. But don't expect any respect from our side, from my side, when it comes to wearing these colors.
First of all, in football, you don't make first of all, in football, you take respect. You don't earn it. Okay.
And we took it.
We took it.
Yeah, you took it. You absolutely took it. But no matter which way you cut it, we own these colors. I like the colors, and so you can go fuck yourself.
and that's fair. I think that's fair. Like you guys should keep that. It's mostly a battle of the owners because as much as you want to say it's not Amy Adams, she did a lot of blocking here in Houston. We for several years we tried to buy the colors.
Sure.
They didn't because the thing is
She won't.
she didn't want to sell them, and we tried to buy them. I think it was 2 or 3 times at the very beginning when the Texans first opened. We tried to get these colors 3 times, and she kept rejecting them. And we did good offers, and she didn't want them. Then not only that, we tried to do it.
These colors will
it
make
makes
you money,
sense.
and
It makes
it's
sense.
shown. These
And
colors
I'm
will
not-
make you money.
And
And so,
I'm-
on the business side, you
Well,
know,
but she
but
said
let's
it
be
too.
clear.
the right thing
Like
for the
Amy,
times to do.
Amy's,
You don't give
Amy
up
said it also. Amy has said it herself also. She said, if it makes money, why sell it? You know,
Well,
like if it,
and that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
But
It's
To
a
be
business
fair,
standpoint.
also you're talking to the girl that used to go into the locker room and sit in the players' laps and everything. So, like, there's a money
What?
aspect. Yeah, she
Wait,
was
what?
doing
I
shit.
didn't know
Not the sexual kind, you dipwits. The
I was like,
Like,
I mean,
I don't know, bro.
she
Like
was-
that.
when she was a child, she used to go in the locker room and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And-
I thought
Sorry.
you meant as an adult. I'm like,
and-
wait,
Yeah,
whoa.
you got to tell us. You got to mention
Context, Sam.
Okay,
Context,
all right.
Sam.
Yeah, I'll
Context.
spell it out for you because you're stupid.
Thank
anyway,
you.
so we will. So the shtick is
Well, you
this,
took the L.
fellas.
Okay.
I can totally get why you feel japped. I get it. It sucks. Okay, you can look at it in 2 ways, and it was kind of a bitch move to wear him against Houston. I don't hide from that. I don't want unabashed from it. I totally get why you're sated. But you can go through newspaper clippings about when we left of your people in Houston burning jerseys, said good riddance, fuck off. And now you want him
everybody
back.
does that.
You're being the
Everybody
bad.
does that.
You're being
A lot
the
of fans
bad
do that.
X. You're
Everybody
being the
does
bad.
that.
Stop. Hold on. I'll let you guys talk.
No, go ahead.
You're being the bad X right now. Okay. You wanted him gone. Now you want him back. Okay. It's just not going to happen.
No. See, that's the thing, and this is where I'm coming from. This is just me. I don't know about any other Texas fan. No. We don't want the team back. We just want our colors back.
No,
The
I
team
know
you can
that.
keep.
But that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the colors. They're not going to go
colors.
back.
No. We didn't want the ownership. You could keep the Adams.
Yeah, you keep the Adams. We don't
Keep
want
the
Adams.
Adams.
But
So just to
We
clarify,
just want the history. That's it. But the Adams.
so
I love how we act
just
like I can
clarify.
change any of this. Like I'm like, oh, all right.
yeah.
true.
Sam,
True.
talk
Just
to
a
your
few
people,
years ago-
Sam.
Just a few
Talk
years
to your
ago, we
people.
wanted the McNair's head. So yeah.
But he has a point.
Just hang up.
But Sam has a point, and this is one of my things that I dealt with my uncle when we first got the Texans, where I was like, "Yes, you want to support the Oilers, but they're gone."
Yeah.
So it's what now, and with all this happening, it's cool to fight all about the colors, but now we have our own team with our own history, and
Sure
this is a
do.
new generation of
legacy.
Houston football fans. And the only thing, because let's say Tennessee didn't get these colors, and the thing you have to understand, we have rappers from the '90s that wore these jerseys. This is like a Houston thing. The Oilers,
aware.
there's no oil in Tennessee. There's oil
City-
here in Houston.
city
by
flag.
Pasadena, So,
Cop
but
cars.
you're right. In that aspect, we do need to move on. It's okay. Like for me, my favorite running back, and because he's literally the best running back of all time for all Houston history, is Earl Campbell.
Earl
That's
Campbell.
why I got this jersey.
Sure.
But moving forward, I hope we get someone better and in the Texans gear so we can start. Because for
Excellent.
me, I get your point. These are, as much as I don't think you guys deserve these colors, it's your colors. So let's. In that aspect, I'll give you that. You can tell us to fuck off and all that stuff. Perfectly fine. Just know that before 90, I believe it was 96, if you guys cheer from 95 and down, that's kind of lame because that's not your history. But 96 and up, I get you. I get from there. I perfectly fine. And as far as for me, you're right. I like these colors. I feel like they're Houston colors.
They're beautiful colors.
But I like Houston. And supposedly our gear next year is going to change too. Our uniforms are going to change this
Yeah,
year.
it's different
I
shade
saw
of
it.
blue. Should be good.
I saw
Yeah.
it, and it's
Listen,
What is it?
Yeah.
What color is it?
Hold on. What do you mean you saw?
There's
saw
no. We didn't really fully see
not
it. It
the
hasn't been
uniform,
finalized.
but the color
So-
scheme. Yeah.
So the issue is it's like I said, the bad X, right? When we left,
You're a bad X.
when
Yeah,
they
you're
left,
the bad X in this situation. Not
no,
us.
no, you are because when we
No.
left,
No, you are.
You're the bad X.
No, you
stop.
are.
You gave them the middle finger. You did. You get mad
No, to
about it. all
Bud
you want.
Adams. To Bud Adams, not the team.
Sure,
To Bud
sure.
Adams.
But they said, "Who needs them?" Whatever else. There are literally quotes from Houstonians that badmouth.
Correct.
Okay, And that's going to leave a rotten taste. That's why Bud Adams didn't acknowledge him or whatever else. It took Amy Adams Strunk to start to acknowledge him. You have Warren Moon. She got Dr. Brazil into the Hall of Fame, Dr. Doom himself. She got Earl Campbell to come by here more often. So she brought a lot of the Houston Oilers stuff here, which made us learn more about Houston Oilers stuff. It made us appreciate it. I can respect the fact that next year
Sorry,
we'll have
Sam, I'm blocking your face.
Next year, I'm sorry. I can respect the fact that they took these from you. I get it. It sucks. But in the past, no one cared, and now people are starting to care again. And I think
we don't care.
Sam, hold on.
No one heard it. No one heard from you until now.
I think, and I think the reason for that, Sam, is because now it's being brought up in Tennessee. So I think when it's being brought up, I think it brings also that animosity. So I think it's just it's double-edged sword, you know. If it was brought up, I think there is a level of animosity. You're going to have fans, obviously, that feel that way. I personally, as much as I BS it, I'm like, whatever. I grew up with the Texans. Whatever. I know you guys. My team that I came here. No, that's right. I was a Raider fan. Oh my God, that's what I knew in California.
I would never look at you the same way again.
You didn't know that? You didn't know that? Oh, I thought you did.
He loved avocado toast. He's a true Californian. He hates crawfish, avocado toast. Loves avocado toast.
I don't like crawfish. I don't like crawfish. No,
I hugged you, bro.
You know what, Sam? What I'll tell you is the years that the Oilers were not around here in Houston, we didn't have a team. And even afterwards, when I run into older generations of people who have Oilers gears here in Houston, and that's why I wanted to make it's not that we didn't care about the team or we were fuck off. We were saying Bud Adams fuck off. We wanted him to sell the team, not leave.
I understand.
The thing is, when we wear these colors nowadays, and you can ask anybody this, they'll be like, man, I remember the Oiler days. Man, fuck Bud Adams or stupid ass Bud Adams. Like everyone despises Bud Adams. It's not that we hated the team. It's just that we didn't like Bud Adams. Because in '95, specifically, it was just the way he did coaches.
Yeah, okay. Well, long story short, I hope you guys wear the colors every time we come to town.
And y'all lose every time.
I hope it happens again every year. I hope it happens every year.
Because it's the only way you're going to see them. It's the only way you're going to see them.
Fans come out. By all means, buy them up, buy the clothes up. Hope Amy Adams. Yeah. Wear it again next year, man. Yeah. Hallelujah.
All right, y'all. Cool. So I'll leave this with this final thought and see what you guys on this one. Honestly, and my perspective here is hey, you know what? Obviously, keep the colors. That's with y'all now legally, right? That's with y'all. I think I'm gonna agree with what
the franchise. We own it,
right?
Yes.
So what Chris Royal said in the comment section. It's a cultural thing. So I think at this point the Texans are going to have their new colors. I think next year. It's the Texans now. Time to build the legacy. The Texans are now. The Texans are now over 20 years old. Okay, yes. If you look at it, it's what the Love You Blue. They were like in the 80s. Now. Does that make sense?
From when they started. Love You Blue was in the 70s. 70s.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I apologize. When in the they started in the 60s, the Oilers, and then it would be like if they were like in the 80s or whatever. Yeah. So now, honestly, it's to me as a Texans fan, I'm like, you know what? Keep the colors. Texans are building their own thing. They have a future quarterback. They have their own future quarterback. They have a core of players. They have how do you call it? They have a great coach in D'Amico who instills a great culture to that team. So now it's like, the Texans have their own legacy. They don't need that Tennessee Oilers stuff. They don't need the Oilers stuff. I think the Texans are going to make their own legacy. Even though we do look better in the colors than you do. Anyway, but that's where it is.
Battle red. I love the battle red. I love the battle red.
Battle red.
Shut up, Raider. Shut up, Raider.
You shut up.
I totally get it. And I respect your thing. I think you're dead wrong, and I can tell you to fuck off, and you're right, and rightfully so. I can tell you that. But I will say this, all joking aside, because it is a joke. Okay, it is a joke. I would feel the same way if they did it to me.
course.
Okay, 100%. Because that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
can sit here on my throne and sit here and go, yeah, I got the uniforms, nanny nanny boo boo, but I would rather
Tennessee's a
if
throne?
you guys had made that point, like if you guys had gone out in front of it and said this is why we feel this way, and don't have JJ Watt tweeting like a bitch,
Well,
it wouldn't
JJ
be
Watt,
taken so bad.
JJ
But
Watt,
and then you got that shit Portnoy with Barstool Sports. He doesn't.
Dave
Oh, that
Portnoy.
guy's a joke. That guy's a
Oh
joke.
God, he drives me absolutely bonkers.
Hire me, Dave Portnoy. Hire me, Dave Portnoy. See, I'm down to get hired, Dave Portnoy.
Anyway,
Ain't no
but
shame.
it's like these gentlemen can attest to. I wish them the best of luck in our text message. I was very happy for them.
Yeah,
I knew we were not going to make it. Okay, it was obvious from week 4 that we were not going to make it, and it was great to have Will Levis show up. It was great for these things to happen. It's great that I might have a quarterback, and now I don't have to worry about looking for a quarterback next year.
Yeah, I was like,
it'll intensify the rivalry for sure. I think.
Oh yeah, this is going to be great. This is going to be great.
Good. It's going to be good.
It's going to be great. Look at this. AR and us and you guys. Three rookies
Screw Jacksonville.
grow up to each other and fight each other.
And
let's
Jacksonville.
Let's hold it on Anthony Richardson.
T-Law's out.
Anthony
They're going to have to draft
Richardson.
one.
He's mid.
Yeah.
He's as mid as they come.
All right.
He's mid. Hey, how's that Twitter chat going along there? How's that comment section?
Man. They were going at it, bro. It's just like at 200,000 views right now. Like they were going at it.
When I was feeling down about the game, I literally went to that comment section and just sat there like, oh my God.
I made a simple statement and they just went at it. I didn't even respond to anybody. They just went at it. I'm like,
and does Tennessee face the Colts? Does Tennessee face the Colts one more time? Or
no, they got done with us. Minshew has a very good record against us. I don't know why. He's just, for some reason, he turns into John Elway every time he plays us. It's fucking weird. It is weird.
We have a very bad record against the Colts.
Well, look, football's full of things like that, right? Like Jacksonville always takes the Colts and they takes them right to the limit almost every single time. Jeff Fisher, when he was here, could not beat I can't remember that he was the head coach of the Chargers at the time. I can't remember what his name was.
Schottenheimer?
No. After
no, not Schottenheimer. The one after, the one that he coached for the Dallas Cowboys as a coordinator in the Super Bowl. What's his damn name? I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Jeff Fisher never beat him. Coughlin never beat Jeff Fisher. There are always these matchup and these things and no matter if the Giants, I mean, we're talking about Super Bowl years with the Giants, and he never beat Jeff. It was somehow he was that brick wall that he could not assail. And you can look it up in the NFL. There are teams like that all throughout history that you just couldn't beat the other one. Holmgren, when he went from the Packers to Seattle, it took him 8 years to finally beat the Packers. 8 years, and he only beat them once. He never beat them again after that.
So I guess that's why you guys can't beat the Steelers, because just like the Oilers, I can't get over the Steelers.
Well, no, we beat the Steelers a very long time ago. Actually, this is funny. The last time we beat the Steelers, Matt Hasselbeck was our quarterback and Mike Munchak was the coach. If that gives you any indication there. Now the Steelers. North Turner, that's his name.
There you go. Good job, man.
Hey,
there you go. Good job.
Take a jersey. Take a jersey.
There you go. Take a jersey.
All
right, guys.
I'm out, guys.
All right, guys. So, again, don't forget to spank that subscribe button. Everybody says don't forget to. Damn. Yeah, we're done. That's gonna be it.
We should do this again.
I got work tomorrow, yo. This was good. I like this. Maybe for the next Tennessee game or something like that, we'll all be back on the
good old Malik Willis.
Grrr. Yeah.
Dude, Malik Collins against that offensive line was a beast. Malik Collins was just like, get out of my way, like an elevator door. It was Malik Collins when he got that sack.
Yeah, the defensive
okay, I was talking about Malik Willis. I was like, who the hell are you talking about?
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're good. All right, guys, that's gonna be it. So we got on Wednesday. Rios and I are doing a show with our good old friend Rios. Andy McNamara, who's an avid Browns fan. He was actually one of our very first guests when we started doing the show. that that's a pretty decent, pretty big name. He does like almost like Sportsnet for in Canada. He's from Canada, and he's a diehard Browns fan. And so
Good guy.
great guy to have around, and just he knows his stuff. A fantasy football guru as well. Knows his stuff really well. So we'll have him on the show. Andy McNamara. I'm looking forward to that one because he's our avid Browns fan. That he knows it all. That's gonna be it. Rios, do you have a pick and roll podcast coming up or no? An episode?
Yeah, on Wednesday.
Wednesday
You
also.
have
Okay.
a podcast, Rios? What?
Basketball.
Basketball.
Are you
it's
sober
basketball.
enough to do a podcast, Rios? Damn.
I'm old.
Hey.
Things have changed.
And
All
Sam, let us know about the Fanboy Unleashed.
Yeah, Fanboys Unleashed comes on Friday, where you will see me punching my fist at the ground and saying, "Why, God, why?" But then we're just going to kind of move on because I called it at the beginning of the season. But that's not the point. The point is me and my co-host Brad will walk through with all the finger pointing going on down here, which there is plenty. And we'll walk through what's the next steps and who you should play and the rest of the issues going on in the league, like the tush push that can't be stopped in Philadelphia.
Right. That's right. That's right. And then so that's gonna be it for us again. And we'll be on tomorrow with Sam and the boys on the how do you call it, on the AFC South Roundtable through the Let's Talk Sports Network. So check us out.
I will
tomorrow.
be drinking mayo and coffee for Carlos.
Oh yeah, we made a bet. The winner would have to drink mayo and coffee, and he lost the bet, so he'll be doing that there.
I did.
All right,
You took advantage of
check
me.
that out. Yeah. All right, guys, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for joining us, Sam. I know it was a late notice, and also
no
for
problem.
Los and JP. Thank you guys also last minute for doing this. This was great. I appreciate it. That's gonna be it, guys. Thank you so much. See y'all when we see y'all. Peace.
Bye-bye.
The colors belong in Houston.